Hello and welcome to the second part of our lesson. I hope you're excited and ready to dive into the next part of our session. Let's keep up the momentum and continue learning together. In this part, we'll start with listening 2 in Unit 1. A job interview. Well, a lady named Rachel is here for a job interview. Before we listen to the recording together, I want you to answer a series of questions about yourself. First question, how do you feel about interviews? Are you good at them? I want to share an answer that I prepared myself. Most of the time, I feel nervous during interviews. I'm not very good at them. It's perfectly normal to feel this way, and sharing your honest feelings can make a great impression during interviews. Let's keep working on our skills and build confidence together. Now it's your turn to share your answers. Take a moment to think about how you feel during interviews, or about any experience you want to share. Writing down your thoughts can be a great way to prepare and build confidence. Next question. When was your last interview? What was it for? How did it go? I want to share an answer that I prepared myself. Name this as an interview. It was my IELTS exam speaking part, which took place about 4 months ago. It went really well, and I managed to achieve a desirable score. Now it's your turn to share your answers. Now look at the questions in the listening part, then start listening. Number 2. Listen to Rachel having a job interview and answer the questions. Let's read the questions together first. 1. Where is Rachel working now? 2. Which part of the hospital does she work in? 3. Why is she looking for a new job? Let's listen together and find the answers to these questions.
Unit 1. Listening 2. A job interview.
Okay, Rachel. Let's start the interview with a few questions. Your CV says that you're working at City Hospital.
Yes, in the operating theatres.
Are you a fully qualified scrub nurse?
Not yet. At the moment, I'm doing a part-time course and working at the same time. I'm preparing for the exams, which are next month. It's hard, especially when I'm working a night shift and going to lectures next day.
Tell us about your job. What do you do every day?
Well, I assist the surgeons. I prepare the instruments for surgery and I help with the operations.
What do you like best about being a scrub nurse?
Well, I like watching operations, but it's the contact with the patients that's most rewarding.
So why are you applying for a new job?
Well, I'm very happy in my job, but I want more responsibility.
Great job. Now we know the answers to questions 1 to 3. 1. Where is Rachel working now? City Hospital. 2. Which part of the hospital does she work in? The operating theaters. 3. Why is she looking for a new job? She wants more responsibility. Number 3. Complete the sentences using the words below. Then listen again and check. For a fun and engaging way to boost your vocabulary, try looking up the meanings of new words in the dictionary and jotting them down. It's a simple trick that really helps. Let's listen together again.
A job interview.
Okay, Rachel. Let's start the interview with a few questions. Your CV says that you're working at City Hospital.
Yes, in the operating theatres.
Are you a fully qualified scrub nurse?
Not yet. At the moment, I'm doing a part-time course and working at the same time. I'm preparing for the exams, which are next month. It's hard, especially when I'm working a night shift and going to lectures next day.
Tell us about your job. What do you do every day?
Well, I assist the surgeons. I prepare the instruments for surgery and I help with the operations.
What do you like best about being a scrub nurse?
Well, I like watching operations, but it's the contact with the patients that's most rewarding.
So why are you applying for a new job?
Well, I'm very happy in my job, but I want more responsibility.
Now we will check the answers together. Let's see how we did and learn from any mistakes. 1. Are you a fully qualified scrub nurse? 2. At the moment, I'm doing a part-time course and working at the same time. 3. It's hard, especially when I'm working a night shift and going to lectures next day. 4. It's the contact with the patients that's most rewarding. 5. Why are you applying for a new job? Again, I recommend using the listening script at the end of your book. It's a great tool to help you get the most out of your listening practice and ensure you understand all the details. Now, let's move on to the grammar section of the book. This part focuses on grammar, specifically the present continuous tenses. Don't be surprised. This slide comes from the English Grammar in Use book. Since your book didn't explain this section very well, I chose to use the English Grammar in Use book to provide clearer content for you. For a deeper understanding, you can download the English Grammar in Use book from the link and read the full content yourself. Am, is, are plus ing is the present continuous. For example, I am driving. He, she, it is working. We, you, they are doing. I am doing something. I started doing it, and I haven't finished. I'm in the middle of doing it. Sarah is in her car. She is on her way to work. She's driving to work. She is driving. This means she is driving now at the time of speaking. The action is not finished. More examples. Please don't make so much noise. I'm trying to work. Not I try. Where's Mark? He's having a shower. Not he has a shower. Let's go out now. It isn't raining anymore. Not it doesn't rain. How's your new job? Are you enjoying it? What's all that noise? What's going on? Or what's happening? I want to give you another example, as you can see in the picture. Steve is talking to a friend on the phone. He says, I'm reading a really good book at the moment. It's about a man who... Steve says, I'm reading, but he is not actually reading the book at the moment. What he means is that he has started reading the book but hasn't finished it yet. He is in the middle of reading it. Let's dive right into the next part of the simple present tense. As you can see in the photo, Alex is a bus driver, but right now he is in bed asleep. He is not driving a bus at this moment because he is asleep. However, he drives a bus as his job. He is a bus driver. Remember, drives, works, does, and etc. are all examples of the present simple tense. We use the present simple tense to talk about things in general. It's handy for saying that something happens all the time or repeatedly, or that something is true in general. Nurses look after patients in hospitals. I usually go away at weekends. The earth goes round the sun. The cafe opens at 7:30 in the morning. Remember, in English we say I work, but he works, and they teach, but my sister teaches. We use do and does to form questions and negative sentences. It's an essential part of making our sentences clear and correct. I come from Canada. Where do you come from? I don't go away very often. What does this word mean? Not what means this word. Rice doesn't grow in cold climates. Here is a comparison from the book between the simple present and the present continuous. This will help you understand when to use the present continuous and when to use the simple present. The water is boiling. Be careful. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Do you remember? This is also a fact. I ask you to read the examples and decide which ones are facts, general statements, or everyday life situations. Do you remember? We use the simple present tense when we are talking about facts, general statements, or everyday life situations. It's a super handy tense for sharing information about what usually happens or what's always true. In this section, I have brought you verbs that cannot be used in the present continuous. They must be used in the simple present or other tenses, but not in the present continuous. We use continuous forms, like I'm waiting or it's raining, for actions and happenings that have started but not finished. However, some verbs like know and like are not normally used in this way. We don't say I am knowing or they are liking. Instead, we say I know and they like. The following verbs are not normally used in the present continuous tense. Like, want, need, prefer, know, realize, understand, recognize, believe, remember, mean, belong, fit, contain, consist, and seem. If you look carefully, you'll notice that the verbs that are similar and fall into the same semantic category are grouped together in the rows. Well, let's look at some examples of these verbs together. Let's explore how to use the verb think. When think means believe or have an opinion, we do not use the continuous form. I think Mary is Canadian, but I'm not sure. Not I'm thinking. What do you think of my idea? Meaning, what is your opinion? However, when think means consider, the continuous form is possible. I'm thinking about what happened. I often think about it. Nikki is thinking of giving up her job, meaning she is considering it. Let's dive into using verbs like see, hear, smell, taste, look, and feel. We normally use the present simple, not continuous, with see, hear, smell, and taste. Do you see that man over there? Not, are you seeing? The room smells. Let's open a window. This soup doesn't taste very good. You can use the present simple or continuous to describe how somebody looks or feels right now. You look well today, or you're looking well today. How do you feel now, or how are you feeling now? But remember, I usually feel tired in the morning, not I'm usually feeling. Let's dive into the grammar section of our book, also known as the language spot. We'll read through it together to review and make sure we've covered all the key points. Let's see if we've already learned everything it says here. We use the present simple to talk about routines, duties, and things that happen all the time. I prepare the instrument for surgery and help with the operations. A midwife delivers babies. Look at the listening strip of Rachel's interview on page 125 and underline all example of the present simple. We use the present continuous to talk about things. We are doing at the moment, or things that are happening now. At the moment, I'm doing a part-time course. Look at the listening script of Rachel's interview and circle all examples of the present continuous. This is very good exercise. I highly recommend you give it a try. We can use certain verbs in the present simple, for example, like with an ing form. I like watching operations somewhere, such as like want, know, etc., are not used in the present continuous. I like my work at the moment. Not I'm liking my work at the moment. The present continuous is also used to talk about future schedules. See Unit 14. I'm working nights next weekend. Well, on page 116 of your book, you'll find more detailed explanations about grammar. You can download the book from the link provided and dive deeper into the content. Now let's read this part of the reading together and see how much we've learned so far. This lady is a nursing student who came from another city. She is writing to her friend who is in her own city. The book asks you to correct the grammatical mistakes. Each verb is written twice, simple and continuous. We need to choose which verb is correct. Let's tackle this exercise and see how much we've learned. Hi, Ivana. I'm writing to say thank you for the birthday card and to tell you how I'm getting on. The course is hard work, but I'm enjoying it so far. We usually have classes every morning, but this week I'm working in geriatric all day. It's interesting also. Of course, I want to work as a scrub nurse. On the generic ward, I make beds and check patients' blood pressure and temperature. I'm learning a lot, and the experience is very useful. I go out most Saturday night, but stay in and study on other days. Tomorrow, I'm going to a restaurant for my birthday. I'm making a lot of friends, but I wish you were here too. Write to me. Love, Maria Carmen. In exercise number 2, the grammar book asks you to practice with one of your friends. Here's what to do. Share this post with a friend and ask them to join you. Choose a job in the Casant Scrub app and write a series of sentences about it. Describe the person doing that job. Look at the picture on pages 4 or 5 of the book and ask your friends to tell you what the person you described does in the hospital. Let's get practicing and make this a fun learning experience together. Let's read the book example together to understand more. Student A, he moves patients from one part of the hospital to another. In the picture, he's pushing a trolley. Student B, is it a porter? Student A, yes. Let's look at an example about a paramedic. Student A, she provides emergency medical care to patients before they reach the hospital. In the picture, she's treating a patient in the ambulance. Student B, is it a paramedic? Student A, yes. Well, this concludes section 1. I want you to do this exercise with your friend. If you enjoy it or have any question, please write to us in the comments section. God bless you until the next episode. Stay tuned and let's keep learning together.